If you're reading this, congratulations. I'm probably already dead or worse, turned into something else. My name is Daniel, and I own a sizable piece of land in the Appalachian Mountains, left to me by my great aunt. Over the years I've lived here, countless paranormal and outright terrifying events have taken place. People have told me to leave or report what's happening, as if I haven't already tried. To them, I'm just a young guy who went crazy too early. What troubles me most is that normal people have no idea what really goes on out here, in complete isolation. During my first encounter with them, I had no idea how to handle it. I didn't even know what they were called until recently. It feels important, at least to me, that some of the tricks I've learned in my 3 years here could help someone else. During my second or maybe third encounter with a Skinwalker, I felt like I was walking in circles. I had set up a trail camera with an SD card deep in the woods, but every time I tried to return to my cabin, I kept passing the camera. I was effectively going in circles. This went on for hours, and the sun was beginning to set. I remember being very thirsty at the time. I sat against the tree where my camera was mounted and started quietly crying. It was watching, waiting for me to weaken or die. In desperation, I hit myself a few times, trying to think clearly. I took a deep breath, wiped the tears from my eyes, and then it clicked. It must have been messing with my equilibrium. There was no other explanation. The idea of teleportation seemed absurd in hindsight. My balance was slightly off, which explained why I kept looping back. All I needed to do was throw off my equilibrium even further on purpose. I tilted my head to one side as far as I could, pressing my ear into my shoulder, and began walking. With only one ear properly working, I could still hear the creature anxiously pacing in the woods, hoping I wouldn't escape. Once I finally reached my cabin, I didn't step outside for several days, just to be safe. Another trick they use is mimicking animals. They seem to favor coyotes. I used to hunt coyotes back home, but I never did in these mountains. On my trail cameras, I noticed that a coyote would often follow me after I left, sometimes trailing me all the way home. To stop this, I set up snares coated with white ash. The next time I returned for my camera, I heard the snap of a trap. I ran toward the sound with my gun ready, but all I found was the trap, broken into 3 pieces, and the faint scent of burning hair lingering in the air. On later recordings, a coyote with a nasty burn scar on its leg would approach the camera, stop, and then retreat into the woods. Finally, one rule is crucial. Never engage in combat with them. Driving them away is one thing, but hunting them is a grave mistake. I wish I had known that sooner. This morning, my 2 friends, James and Cole, banged on my door insisting we hunt the Skinwalkers. I tried to dissuade them, warning it was a bad idea, but they were insistent. They had even purchased silver bullets. They told me how expensive the bullets were, but I can't recall the exact number now. Eventually, I gave in, and we spent the day preparing, making a large supply of white ash, cleaning our guns, and packing high-dollar spotlights and MREs. We set out at dusk, but disaster struck less than 3 hours in. We had stopped to rest around a tree when,